choose judges according to their likes and dislikes. It means that they shouldn't be attacking the judiciary because they don't like decisions that the judiciary make. And so it's really important that we protect that element in our society of the independent judiciary.
His Excellency Justice Adel Omar Sharif, President, Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt, said national judiciary should evolve international thinking for a more humane global society.
I'm equally thankful to all participating judges, members of the legal family and other participants who have taken time out of their busy schedule to join us today and be part of this important gathering, hence allowing us the opportunity to exchange views and share experiences with one another.
Her Excellency Ms. Amina Garib Fakim, President of the Republic of Mauritius from 2015 till 2018, elaborated upon investment in equities.
There are more than 500 million adolescent girls living in the developing world today, and every one of them can potentially help break the cycle of intergenerational poverty with ripple effect multiplying across the society. An extra year of primary school can boost girls' future wages by up to 20%. When women and girls earn income, they reinvest 90% of it into their families, compared to men, I have to say, invest only 30 to 40%. And yet, too often, girls are overlooked and undervalued. Many are treated as commodities, married off too young, or die in childbirth. Educating girls is the right thing to do. It is a smart thing to do. It is a false economy not to invest in them, even in hard economic times.
Honorable Dr. Justice Augusto Lopez Claros, Senior Fellow, School of Foreign Service at Georgetown, USA, illustrated upon the powers and limitations of United Nations since its inception, provided solutions to enhance the functioning of the United Nations.
It is really upon us. It is in the next decade or two. And therefore, if we don't act now, if we don't rethink our world order in a fundamental way and get our act together, we may have to do so after a global crisis. We may have to do so after a world war, after the collapse of the financial system and the global economy, after a pandemic that wipes out a significant portion of the human population, after accelerated climate change, which then leads to famine and to mass migrations. And surely you will agree with me that this is not the future that we want for our children. This is not what we want the inheritance of this generation to be, for our children and our grandchildren. So if I have spoken with some emotion, but hopefully also with some reason, it is because I feel very strongly that we are entering this critical period where we need to begin to take concerted actions. Let's do this in a spirit of consultation and not under the force of adverse circumstances as a result of crisis which will come upon us. That will be very costly and will lead to a great deal of human suffering, and our children deserve better than that. And I think that the responsibility that we have for the next generation is particularly visible today with so many young people with us. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mr. Justice Hanan Melzer, Deputy President, Supreme Court of Israel, spoke on freedom, justice, equity and peace as conveyed through the greeting of Shalom used in Israel.
Children's right to education, proper treatment, medical care and economic support are a focus of our legal system in Israel. As with peace or shalom, this value of protecting our children dates far back in Jewish tradition. We see an example of this in the Talmud, a Jewish legal code published around the year 500 CE. In this code, it's written like that: the Jewish courts should be the guardians of children and of orphans. This means that the Jewish courts and the Israeli courts nowadays have a responsibility to ensure that orphans and children are cared of and that basic needs for education, food, and shelter are met. Caring for our children is a core value for any society, and ultimately we want peace in the world for the sake of children. This is our duty as judges, jurists, and citizens of our countries and as citizens of the world.
Honorable Mrs. Santibai Hanumanji, Speaker of the Parliament, Republic of Mauritius, said peace is not acquired but an ongoing process.
On the Global Peace Index, Mauritius is now ranked as the 20th most peaceful country worldwide, as compared to 22nd in 2017. Mauritius is also one of the top 5 countries of the world which are free from ongoing world war and conflict.
Honorable Mr. Justice Anthony Thomas Carmona, 5th President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago from 2013 till 2018, spoke on pronounced shift towards power leadership vis-a-vis service leadership.
Yes, in India, the world's largest democracy and a global power with a judicial system that has produced a significant corpus of Casibus Jure Classicus, enriching the jurisprudence of the modern common law. This achievement was possible due to India's ability and capacity to produce many eminent jurists, including Mr. Justice Rajan Gogogi, who only a few weeks ago was appointed the Chief Justice of this great country. The international community has recognized the high quality of Indian judges with the election of Indian jurists to the bench of international courts and tribunals.
Professor Geeta Gandhi Kingdon, President, City Montessori School, Lucknow, proposed the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, all the absolutely, we are delighted. On behalf of the students, I'd like to thank you very much this morning.
First plenary session in the main auditorium was graced by the Chief Guest, His Excellency Dr. Pakalitha B. Mosisili, MP, Prime Minister of Lesotho from 1998 till 2012, thereafter 2015 till 2017. Special guests include Honorable Mr. Mohammad Ojar, Minister of Justice, Government of Morocco. Students of CMS Kanpur Road campus presented the hymn, I Want to Praise You, Lord. Basic principles of law and justice must be taught compulsorily from the early childhood all over the world, and every child must be made self-disciplined, law-abiding, just in his or her formative age, to establish united divine civilization on earth. Here is a presentation of appeal by students of CMS on behalf of world's over 2.5 billion children and generations yet to be born.
This appeal reflects our feelings, aspirations, and dreams. We appeal before you on behalf of world's 2 billion children and generations yet to be born.
Mrs. Shipra Upadhyay, Principal, CMS Rajajipuram Campus 2, compared this session with speakers include Honorable Daniel Gelase Dabirab, Chairman, Permanent Commission in charge of Political, Administrative and East African Affairs, National Assembly of Burundi, Honorable Justice Dr. Petronilo Flores Conduri, President, Plurinational Constitutional Court, Bolivia, Special guest Honorable Mr. Mohammad Ajar, Minister of Justice, Government of Morocco. Honorable Mr. Justice João Antonio da Assunção Baptista Berau, Deputy Chief Justice, Supreme Court, Mozambique. Honorable Mr. Justice Muhammad Chand Othman, former Chief Justice, Tanzania. And the Chief Guest, His Excellency Dr. Pakalita B. Mosisili.
Des actions positives et concrètes en faveur de sa jeune génération en général et des enfants en particulier.
Humano de los diferentes estados del mundo.
To face those problems, as we, the authorities of the judicial system, first of all, as human beings cannot look at those problems with crossed hands.
The project of digitalization of the judicial administration is today at the heart of our concerns. The modernization of the methods of judicial administration requires the treatment of structural, organizational, and IT aspect of this administration.
It is clear that if we wanted to secure all the children in the globe a sustainable future, it is important to invest in the inclusive education.
There is a child as young as 8, 9, 10, or up to 17 years of age in Latin America, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East who is at the brink of losing his or her childhood to war, who is starting on the path of believing that violence is an acceptable part of life. I have yet to meet a parent who would like such a life for their child. So why should the world turn a blind eye on such a paramount problem, one that will undoubtedly destroy the moral and ethic foundation of a majority of the next generation? I think this situation calls for the judicial branch to be more engaged and to call for accountability. Otherwise, I think it will be very difficult when then children become adults for all of us to be exonerated. So I want to thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, sir.
Are uniquely and strategically placed to influence major shifts in policy to achieve significant measures in child protection and welfare.
Aim of education and religion is to unite the world, and in the parallel session of the conference room number 1 on the theme Education for Promoting World Unity and Peace, the session was chaired by Professor Ho Cheng Hong, President, National Tsinghua University, Taiwan, coordinated by Mrs. Aruna Naidu, Principal, CMS RDSO Campus. Speakers include Honorable Mr. Justice Nabil Sari, former Judge, Court of Cassation, Lebanon. Honorable Ms. Justice Jidonu Akpen, President of Administrative Chamber, Supreme Court, Togo. Honorable Ms. Justice Janoska, Judge, Grand Chamber, Supreme Court, Ukraine. Ms. Barbara Wolf, Founder, Global Meditation Network, USA. Honorable Mr. Justice Ghanshyam Prasad, former Judge, Patna High Court, India. Honorable Mr. Justice Deonarayan Thanvi, former Judge, Rajasthan High Court, India. Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Gopinathan, former Judge, Kerala High Court, India. Aim of entire law and justice is to unite the world. In the conference room number 2, the session was conducted on the theme Establishing Rule of Law, chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice Camilo Javier Cabrera, Judge, Court of Childhood and Adolescence, Judicial Branch, Paraguay, coordinated by Mrs. Nisha Pandey, Senior Principal, CMS Rajajipuram Campus 1. Speakers include Honorable Ms. Justice Maria Teresa Delgado, Judge, National Court of Justice, Ecuador. Honorable Ms. Justice Miriam Nora Escuer, Judge, Chamber of Appeals, La Pampa, Argentina. Honorable Mr. Justice Justo Cristino Ramos, Judge, Court of First Instance, Paraguay. Honorable Ms. Justice Mirgal Bebukiva, Judge, Secretary, Constitutional Chamber, Supreme Court of Kyrgyz Republic. It is time now for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The parallel session 3 on the theme Human Rights was chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice Khaled Ayari, former First President, Court of Cassation and member of the Tunisian Press Council, Tunisia, coordinated by Mrs. Rita Soti, Principal, CMS Anandnagar Campus. Speakers include Honorable Ms. Justice Brigida Celia Vargas, Judge, Tribunal Constitutional Plurinational Court, Bolivia, Honorable Ms. Justice Susana Maria Paulo Firpo, Judge, Entre Rios Province, Argentina, Honorable Mr. Justice Felix Gustavo, Federal District Judge, Family Court, Argentina, Honorable Mr. Justice Alejandro Martin Avalos, Judge, Administrative Court, Paraguay, Honorable Mr. Justice Marvin Sitwala, Deputy Chief Justice, Supreme Court, Zambia. Cross-cultural gatherings provide opportunity for exchanges of ideas. So, the parallel session in room number 4 on the theme Global Governance Structure was chaired by Honorable Justice Dr. Jose Antonio, President, Supreme Court, Guatemala, coordinated by Mrs. Shivani Singh, Principal, CMS Aliganj Campus 2. Speakers include Honorable Mr. Justice A.M. Ahmadi, former Chief Justice, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Ranulfo Rafael, Judge, Supreme Court of Justice, Guatemala, Honorable Mr. Justice Ruthal Hongsiri, Judge, Supreme Administrative Court, Thailand, Honorable Ms. Justice Maria Eliza Arias, Federal District Judge, Family Court, Argentina, Honorable Justice R.S. Garg, former Chief Justice, Guwahati High Court, India, Honorable Mr. Justice V.D. Gyani, former Acting Chief Justice, Guwahati High Court, India. Needless to say, we have job to do tackling global issues. And so, parallel session number 5 on the theme Tackling Global Issues was chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice Moses Cuthbert, Chief Justice, the Superior Court of Judicature, Swaziland, coordinated by Mrs. Indrani Chandra of CMS Gomtinagar 2nd Campus. Speakers include Honorable Ms. Justice Mirzada Zindo, Judge, Court of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Honorable Mr. Justice Bimbat Seren Yondon, Chief Justice Balgan Aimag, Court of Criminal and Civil Appeals, Mongolia, Honorable Mr. Justice Rigobert Azon, Judge, High Court of Justice, Benin, Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Kantilal Trivedi, former Judge, Gujarat High Court, India. At CMS, every effort is made to create a climate of encouragement for students to ask questions. Thus, 2 sessions of CMS students were created in the main auditorium. Subject 1, Jurisdiction and Limitations of International Court of Justice and International Criminal Court, Suggestions for Reform. Speaker, Honorable Mr. Justice Antoine Kesia Mebe Mindua, Judge, International Criminal Court, Netherlands.
The behavior of all people and states shall be governed by one law. That is international law. In order to adjudicate legal disputes between states, the United Nations, the UN, created in 1945 the International Court of Justice, ICJ. On the other hand, the International Criminal Court, ICC, was set up in 1998 by the UN Conference of Plenipotentiaries to judge individuals.
He very well said that he'll sanction the judges of ICC if they go ahead with the preliminary investigation into Afghanistan. So do you think, sir, the judges will still go ahead with that investigation, or they get afraid by this threat of United States, the world's oldest democracy, sir?
Thank you very much for this very interesting question. I'm really impressed by your knowledge, because I didn't mention Mr. John Bolton, but you did. Thank you. Of course, John Bolton said that the court is illegitimate, it is dangerous for the mankind, and so on. It is very strange to hear that, because the court, the ICC, is the product of a treaty, as I told you right now, and today we have 123 states, parties, which are members of the United Nations. So, We, as a judge, as judges, we are applying the statute. We cannot be afraid of that. We are proceeding in accordance with the law, and only the law.
Subject to Judicial System in India, Lower Courts to Apex Court. Speaker, Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Srivastava, former Judge, Allahabad and Delhi High Courts, India.
Till Constitution of India was adopted and enforced in independent India, the courts were regulated by the Government of India Act 1935 and the acts made by the legislature, or rather British Parliament, for the courts. Constitution of India is the basic legal document of our country, and the powers and jurisdictions are derived by the courts from the Constitution.
Friends, a grand educational cultural program on the inauguration of the 19th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World at CMS World Unity Convention Centre Cricket Ground in the presence of the chief guest, Shri J.P. Nadda, Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, presided over by Mrs. Sanyukta Bhatia, Mayor of Lucknow.
We are truly honored with the presence of Honorable Shri J.P. Nadda ji, Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, our chief guest for the occasion this evening. We are also honored to have amidst us Honorable Mrs. Sanyukta Bhatia ji, Mayor of Lucknow. A very warm welcome to all the eminent guests, the representatives from among the 71 countries across the globe participating in the 19th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World. All religions stress and emphasize on the importance of Lord, the Creator. At City Montessori School, no presentation is complete without the all-religion prayer. For the all-religion prayer, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to the students of the junior section of City Montessori School, Kanpur Road campus.
All Religions Prayer.
और सब गाए गगन फिर काहे को फिरता कोई काम में मगन कोई काम में मगन सब धर्मों का सभी जगह हो सुंदर एक भवन जिसके प्रांगण में हो एकता शांति और अमन हृदय एक हो सबकी एक हो सबकी भावना मिलके करे सब प्रार्थना तब आएगी सद्भावना मिलके करे सब प्रार्थना तब आएगी सद्भावना
principal of the campus, secretary of the conference, Dr. Vinita Kamran, welcomed the dignitaries and the parents present on the occasion.
Momentous occasion when we have assembled here to promote unity of the world. When I look around, I feel immense joy and happiness to see the great statesmen and advocates of world peace who have dedicated themselves to the cause of justice. It is very clear that the distinguished personalities present here have a common aim of united mankind, and thus I am inclined to say that this conference has sounded the bugle to usher a new era of world unity.
Procession of school bands, the Piptalika bagpiper, the royal buglers, the immortal trombones, the sublime euphoniums, the emerald trumpets, the celebrity drummers marched past the chief guest and the special guest.
And the celebrity drummers, ladies and gentlemen, is now to be followed by the emerald trumpets. You have the emerald trumpets walking in, a set of 135 children, their bandmaster Mr. Kishan, and here they come, swaying and playing with all the joy and happiness possible. The rhythm and the melody, together hand in hand, their trumpets played by them along with the accompaniment of the drums. The emerald trumpets, ladies and gentlemen, following the celebrity drummers, and there they are, 135 of them, children together, walking hand in hand, swaying to the rhythm of oneness, of unity, a world devoid of any kind of discrepancy and discrimination, of caste, creed, or color. Total harmony, total spirit of joy, of camaraderie, of compassion, of love and care, a happy world, a happy planet, and there they are, with all their grandeur and splendor, the body language suggestive of confidence and conviction, the emerald trumpets, followed by the sublime euphoniums. There they are, following the emerald trumpets, who were led by the celebrity drummers, the sublime euphoniums, Mr. Shale, their bandmaster, and there they are, 130 set of children, playing their instruments, swaying oneness, devoid of any kind of distinction. And what a swell that was! What style! Matchless, unparalleled. The level of confidence, this gait, which is absolutely impeccable, stylish, finesse to its ultimate level. Ladies and gentlemen, all our esteemed guests are requested to be up on stage for the lighting of the lamp ceremony, followed by the group photograph thereafter. What a proud moment for
The chief guest conducted the lighting of the lamp ceremony
of the 19th International Conference of the Chief Justices of the World.
Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, founder-manager of CMS and convener of the conference, introduced the chief guest.
And Family Welfare, Government of India. Honorable Shri Jagat Prakash Nadda, born on 2nd of December 1960, is an Indian politician. He is currently the Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. We are extremely honored to welcome our Lord Mayor of Lucknow, Mrs. Sarita Bhatia, a very prominent Bharatiya Janata Party leader of Uttar Pradesh and a great humanitarian lady of the city of Lucknow.
He presented the Hope of Humanity Award to Her Royal Excellency of Thailand, Mom Luang Rajadarsi Jayankura.
Darasari Jayan Kura will be given Hope from Humanity Award by the Honorable Chief Guest Shri J.P. Naddaji. Can we bring the Princess of Thailand, who will receive the award of Royal Excellency, will receive the award of Hope of Humanity Award. Chief Justice of South Sudan. Chief Justice of South Sudan.
The key to the city of Lucknow was presented to Honorable Mr. Justice Chandrik Madood, Chief Justice, Supreme Court, South Sudan, by Mrs. Sanyukta Bhatia, Mayor of Lucknow. Lord Buddha Award to the Right Honourable Helena Ann Kennedy, Baroness Kennedy of the Shores, British barrister, broadcaster and Labour member of the House of Lords, UK.
The Shores, British barrister, broadcaster and Labour member of the House of Lords, United Kingdom. Congratulations, ma'am.
Mahatma Gandhi Award for Promoting World Peace to Dr. Hong Tao Tse, President, Federation of World Peace and Love, Bhopal, from USA.
Shri J.P. Naddaji, Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India.
It is indeed a matter of great opportunity and happiness for me to be present here on the 19th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World of 2018. It gives me
Friends,
immense pleasure.
here are the excerpts of the speech
inaugurate
of
this
Mr. J.P.
conference
Nadda, Minister for Health and Family
and to be
Welfare,
part and
Government of
parcel
India.
this program. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank the organizers, the CMS school, the staff, the students, for the spectacular welcome program they organized on the international fora and for the international luminary fora. I congratulate and I support the cause for which CMS is working for the world unity and united as we live. So once again, I thank the organizers for organizing this program.
Honorable Mr. J.P. Naddaji, for his very kind presence here this evening. I thank you, sir, for giving your time most liberally and generously for being with us this evening.
World Unity Prayer.
Article 51C of the Indian Constitution states that, I quote, the state shall endeavor to promote international peace and security, maintain just and honorable relations between nations, foster respect for international law, and encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. I, unquote,
am a world citizen. I stand for peace, empathy, universal brotherhood, and a global perspective. Education that is inclusive and transcendental can bring about empowerment.
The colorful carnivals, the exciting football matches, the mesmerizing moves of the samba, and the dainty tortillas make up the collage of South America. Today, the education imparted in its major centers of learning is aiming to achieve peace through progressive learning, emphasizing the role of education as a universal binding force. Hugo Chavez said, no part of human community can live entirely on its own planet with its own laws of motion and cut off from rest of humanity. We are the land of the Red Indians and the ancient Mayan civilization. Amidst the phases of darkness rose the leaders like Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington, who guided the way to liberty and liberalism. Today, our world-famous learning centers are the fountainheads of peace and unity. World wars. Europe has witnessed endless bloodshed and division for centuries. With the revolutionary thoughts of thinkers like Karl Marx, Voltaire, and Rousseau, Europe emerged from the Dark Ages, crowned with liberty, equality, and fraternity. Of the Aborigines, Australia today is an amalgamation of cultures and communities from all over the world. The education imparted at the world-famous seats of learning is unparalleled.
In my dream, children sing a song of love for every boy and girl. The sky is blue and fields are green, and laughter is the language of the world. Then I wake and all I see is a world full of people in need. Tell me why does it have to be like this? Tell me why. Is there something I have missed? Tell me why. 'Cause I don't understand when so many need somebody. We don't give a helping hand. Tell me why. Every day I ask myself, what will I have to do to be a man? Do I have to stand and fight, prove to everybody who I am? Is that what my life is for? To waste in a world full of war? Tell me why does it have to be like this? Tell me why. Is there something I have missed? Tell me why. 'Cause I don't understand when so many need somebody. We don't give a helping hand. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Just tell me why.
Souvenir being presented, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a job to do, which we must. A very kind gesture on part of the Honorable Minister of Justice of Morocco, Mohammed Ajar. Thank you very much, sir. A proud moment, a wonderful commemoration of the spirit of the conference. a celebration of camaraderie, of friendship, of compassion, love and care. Memento and souvenir being presented by the Honorable Minister of Justice of Morocco to our founder manager of City Montessori School, respected Dr. Gandhi. How bland and tasteless it would be if there were no flavors, no vibrance of colors. The rainbow, if had been universally white, without the splurge and spray of violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Or what would life or semblance of music have been without the 7 melodious notes of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, or the sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni?
Students of CMS Kanpur Road campus presented the educational cultural program. The excerpts of the program brought to you by CMS Films and Radio Division. Enjoy.
Oneness in diversity, paving way to integrity. From time immemorial, India has found its noblest expression in the thoughts of progeny of Bharata. India has always believed in Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. I salute India, where each bud blooms.
लोगों देखो देखो छा गया है आकाश पर अब तिरंगा, भरे भरे मन गर्व से है लहरा गया जब तिरंगा। लोगों देखो देखो छा गया है आकाश पर अब तिरंगा। ए वतन ए माँ जननी, तूने दिया है जीवन, तूने दिए आराम। जननी तेरा प्यार है मन में, होठों पे तेरा नाम। जननी अब तो एक ही धुन है, आए तेरे काम। जाग जाग हिंदुस्तां है और जाग जाग हिम्मत है, रास्ते हैं और कारवां है और मंजिलों की चाहत है। जाग जाग हिंदुस्तां है और जाग जाग हिम्मत है, रास्ते हैं और कारवां है और मंजिलों की चाहत है। जागा हिंदुस्तां, जागा हिंदुस्तां।
रागिनियों से सजा भारत अनोखा राग है, अनोखा राग है। भारत के इस एक तारे पे गूंजी है जो जो रागिनी, सब मिल गई एक धुन बनी।
सबसे बढ़ के दिल में मेरे है ये मेरा वतन। आसमां भी हार जाए कर ले कोई जतन। मैनू लग गया ओ मैनू लग गया ओ मैनू लग गया लग गया लग लग गया लग गया लग लग गया कसम दी रंग ऐसा। मैनू लग गया लग गया लग लग गया लग गया लग लग गया कसम दी रंग ऐसा। मैनू लग गया लग गया मैनू लग गया लग गया मैनू लग गया कसम दी रंग ऐसा। मैनू लग गया लग गया लग लग गया लग गया लग लग गया कसम दी रंग। सिद्ध पे जोड़ जाएंगे जग ਸਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਸੂੰਦੀ ਰੰਗ ਦੇ ਸਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਲੱਗੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਸੂੰਦੀ ਰੰਗ अपना लोहा माने दुनिया ये बनाया है मन सारा दम खम डाल के हम पूरा कर दे वचन अपना लोहा माने दुनिया ये बनाया है मन सारा दम खम डाल के हम पूरा कर दे वचन डर से ऊपर उठ गए सर हौसले हैं बुलंद सिरा दे तो हिला दे हर किसी में कहाँ है इतना दम मैनू लग गया मैनू लगया लगया लग लगया लगया लग लगया कसम दी रंग ऐसा मैनू लगया लगया लग लगया लगया लग लगया कसम दी रंग ऐसा मैनू लगया लगया लग लगया लगया लग लगया कसम